We drove up from California to Washington with hopes of buying a budget-friendly but seaworthy boat to sail to Alaska. We found a Mercator offshore 30. After a few test sails, we bought it from Rick. It was pretty ready to go, just dirty, so we spent a little while cleaning her up in Foss Harbor in Tacoma. Had some light projects to do, replaced all the anchor rode with new chain, 50 feet, and then 300 feet of 3-strand nylon, some light engine maintenance, oil change, heat exchanger zinc. Traded a drill I found on the boat for this dinghy, made a little bridle for it so we could tow it. Then we were pretty much ready to hit the road.
We're coming! What are we at?
A whopping 3.8!
Look it! We're like heeled over.
So we finally started our trip. We left Foss Harbor and we're on our way to Blake Island. Got probably about 19 more miles to go. There's Vashon Island there. That's Tacoma, and we're going up. This is called Colvos Passage. This is what our boat looks like now. Alize made it really nice, recovered these with some blankets. Alize working on scraping the paint off the old teak right now. So now we're just approaching Blake Island right there. And Seattle's right here. You can see the bell end of old Space Needle. Now we're coming in to pick up our mooring.
Hello.
Now we've left Blake Island and we're sailing like 5 miles to Bainbridge Island to Blakely Harbor. You can see Seattle while we're sailing. There's Bainbridge. And there's Blake. So we're just about to enter Blakely Harbor. We're doing 1.5 knots. I think we're definitely fighting some current here. So we're just kind of ghosting into our anchorage here. There's really cool houses all around. So we're motoring into Seattle right now because yesterday got a little halyard wrap and damaged the bottom of the wired halyard on the forestay. Probably should have got the main up and kind of got caught out a little windier than we thought it was going to be. So much rather have the sail up, but it's a real short distance. Got like only 2.5 more miles to go to Bell Harbor Marina. He picked up Alize's mom Karen and brother Max and hung out in Seattle for a bit, doing fun sightseeing stuff. Me and Max fixed the wire halyard before we all sailed back over to Bainbridge to Eagle Harbor to hang out for a couple nights.
Hey! Family's here!
Alize's family took the ferry back to Seattle to fly home, and we met Kevin, an absolute legend living on the Hook in Eagle Harbor, and we all decided to buddy boat together to Liberty Bay and check out Paulsbo. We checked out the cute little town and went to the bakery and marine thrift, and Kevin very generously hooked it up with a winch because he had more than he needed apparently, and I installed it on our mast, which was really great for getting the main up. We sailed over to Marrowstone Island to wait out some strong winds, then went to Fort Flagler right nearby, checked out the old fort and the RV park. That was pretty cool. Then it was off to Port Townsend to do more boat projects. We put a knockoff Chinese rocknet anchor on, installed a whopping 50 watts of solar. I put mast steps on the mast and a halyard restrainer to stop that halyard wrap. I was able to use the mast steps to take off the old sheaves at the masthead and put new sheaves that Zephyr Boatworks fabricated, so they're able to fit standard rope halyards, get rid of the wire halyards, which I've had problems with on previous boat in the past. Did some other bits and bobs and running rigging, and got to see the start of the race to Alaska. That was cool. Shout out to Mike and Rach for letting us send stuff to their house and hanging out, and we felt ready to go across Juan de Fuca to the San Juans.
Where are we going?
We're gonna cross the Strait de Juan de Fuca to San Juan Island, or Lopez Island, or some other little island. But we're crossing the strait to an island.
It's kind of falling. This is super gimbal. Level it out. Yeah. Oh,
I think I'm gonna reef now.
good idea. Can't see the ferry, but it's like right there. Getting close to the Strait of Juan de Fuca.
Kind of having to tack into it.
Yeah. He's up there tying the anchor down. He loves it. This is awesome.
She's cozy. She loves it.
We love Liv.
I think Liberty loves this.
She does.
A little bounce and bumble, huh?
Yeah.
A little rough and tumble.
She lives for this shit. Just so weaving.
Just the way it's gone away with a few burps. Looks like someone's been wearing my foul weather gear. A little short on me now. Maybe some adjustments were made. Best tiller pilot I ever had. The rain doesn't ruin it.
Pearl's driving now, Captain Pearl.
Oh, it's still a little overpowered, even though we put some jib away.
We just got splashed by a big wave.
San Juan Island and Lopez Island. We're hoping calm down a little bit once we get in there, and we'll have a current running with us, so that should be nice.
It's calming down. He's taking down the reef. They're taking out the reef. Ooh. Coming into Cattle Pass.
Lost all our wind, and it's super currenty and confused. But we see flat water up ahead. Hopefully there's a little bit of wind. So.
Yeah. There's a big log.
That's a stump.
Yeah.
We made it into the islands.
We did.
And we're sailing again. The wind disappeared. And then now it's back. We're blasting along. It's great. And now it's flat water. Wow, 7 and 8 knots consistently. I could get used to this current thing. How fast are we?
7.6. 7.7. 8. 7.9. Go up to 8, baby. 8.1. It went for a second.
So we're going to Turn Island State Park, where hopefully we'll be able to pick up a mooring ball for the night. I go through it. It's a total eddy.
Wow.
Wow, that's great.
The engine's not starting again. Right as we're trying to pull into turn. So Zach's trying to figure it out. Pearl hand cranked it start!
Woo! I think I figured it out.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
What did you do differently?
Something with the decompression lever, and then it kind of started going on its own, and let's go. We don't need no starter, baby.
Oh my god. Ah. Wow. We made it. We got the mooring buoy.
Security. All stations, all stations.
the
The
stairs
Coastal
are up.
Renaissance, mile and a half from Acton Pass. We are southbound for Portland Point. Concern traffic. Contact the Coastal Renaissance 11416.
Lordy, lordy. Pretty messy in here.